think it's very interesting. You see these players get to know each other very quickly and know, like, oh, this is who they play, so we need to ban him. And then Teemo is going to be the next ban for the red team.
I wonder if that has anything to do with last week's match when we saw CG Mila take Jungle Teemo of all things.
All right, and the Sejuani ban, of course, coming out like I predicted. But Hayden said it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. And we'll see how that goes.
Darius ban coming up, definitely a good one. Darius is just an absolute lane bully, almost has no counters in the top lane, and if you let him get going like a diesel engine, he just does not stop. Also, the Zyra ban coming in on the blue team, another really smart ban for a really strong champion.
Right, my favorite ban to choose, and then we got the Pyke one coming out, of course, because of last game. And CG Mila, now the red team has made a huge mistake.
Yeah, letting him get on to the Lee Sin there, that's going to be painful for the red team. CG Mila, known for his Lee Sin play back in Season 3, actually climbing to Diamond on that Lee Sin. This might be ugly.
And the Galio pick going to go ahead and come out from the red team again. Is that the same? That looks like, I think it is the same guy. It looks like they are the same teams almost.
Yeah,
it looks like a few switches out.
Just about. Actually, that might be exactly the same team.
Let's see. All right, give me one moment. And the Silver Pig going to come out again from Mr. Wizard 4.
So it looks like they're going to have exactly the same bottom lane as last time. And we didn't see a whole lot of really dominant play in the bot lane, but we also didn't see them give up a whole lot of ground. I mean, they kept a hold of their tower for the entire game, didn't give up any kills in the bottom lane, and just played a really solid game.
Oh, yes, definitely. And it looks like Revo's going to go ahead and pick that Ezreal. That was banned last time.
Revo, you lied to me. I was expecting an ADC Nico, and I am not seeing an ADC Nico.
All right, and it looks like Ganasito hovering over that Jhin pick.
That would be interesting, taking Jhin and Ezreal. And he's got 1 second left, so it looks like he's going with it. All right.
It looks like he's going to go for that.
We're going dual ADC. Last time they banned out, 4 or 5 ADCs? And this time we're taking 2 on the same team.
All right. I'm getting a lot of Discord pings right now. What is going on? All right, and we got the Zeb pick coming out for Brabadon, and we're hoping right now he's a multi-talented mid because his Silas play was just insane.
Well, that's a really scary pick for Rabadon to take. Watching his map presence from the last game, how strong his ganks were, and how basically they were able to snowball him into a 9-kill game. Zed does that even better. Zed is all about roaming around the map, basically a second jungle. And if he's able to get that same kind of map presence, to get those roaming kills like he did in the last game, he is going to be an absolute force of nature.
Right, definitely.
He may not have the same team fighting potential as the Silas, though, but he will. Again, if he's able to eke out an advantage there, he will be able to just control-alt-delete someone on a whim.
And we got the bans coming in, so we've got, let's see, we got Nico and Zillion coming out from the red side, and then on the blue side, we've got the Rek'Sai and the Diana? Is that, or no, that's
Camilla.
Oh, Camille, that's right.
Yeah.
And the Rek'Sai has been so strong this meta. I just want to talk about that a little bit. Rek'Sai has been huge.
You know, I really haven't seen a whole lot of Rek'Sai gameplay.
And then the Nunu Willa and Willump coming out from Hayden H. Now, I'm definitely excited to see what he can do this time. He was so dominant last game. Picking another snow-themed champ.
Oh, yeah, good call on that. Didn't even notice that at first. And he was talking about his huge library of junglers and how, you know, there's so many strong ones. I'm kind of interested that of all of them he picked Nunu, but you know what? He was the one making the plays last game, so maybe he knows what he's doing. Right.
And we got Fuzzy over here going to pick the Braum. One of my favorite one of my favorite supports to play. I just enjoy playing him so much, with especially that projectile shield and the Nautilus coming out from that one Asian guy. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Nautilus not one you see often, but if played correctly, he definitely makes a huge impact. Braum also, I think, is a really, really good and smart pick for this team. They're definitely taking note of the potential from the Zed.
And the York coming out from Big Teddy over here. I have not seen him yet, and I am definitely excited.
Didn't they just nerf York in the latest patch?
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did, but
I'm curious to see. Looks like he'll be going up against Nautilus in the top lane. Nautilus, I've not always known him to be the strongest laner in the world, but it'll be interesting. I think it should be a good matchup between the two. I definitely like I was saying, the Braum pick, able to protect both from the Sivir's skill shots as well as provide some frontline there for the Zed ganks. Red team again going for a really, really strong all-in team with the Galio ultimate and the Willa or the Nunu ultimate. If the both of them in a team fight both use their ultimates, they can just lock down this blue team, and we might see a real bloodbath here. I think blue team is really going to have to rely on the Lee Sin there. And try to bully out these lanes early on before red team gets their ultimates up. Or else, I don't know, if red team is able, again, like the last game, to get an advantage early on, I don't know how blue team is going to come back from it.
Yes, definitely. I do agree with that. And so we're waiting on the spectator delay right now, but I'm going to go ahead and hop into a little shameless plug right here. So
we actually did the shameless plug while you were off getting a drink.
Oh, while I was away?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So
if you want to do it again, you're more than welcome to.
So the tandem event, I'm not gonna do the full one, but the tandem event for March 30th, be there or be square. It's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Now we are getting a question of who do we have for this game? Which team do we think is gonna come out? Let me look at this. Hold on. Let me think about this.
I personally, I'm gonna, as much as I love CG Mila and his Lee Sin play, I think just from the teams themselves, I think Red Team has the stronger team comp. And we saw how dominant they were with the all in, with the split push, with the lane bully, just how they were able to utilize so many tools to pull out that victory last game. I was definitely very impressed by their play, and I think this team comp, it's just they picked directly in that same direction.
And it looks like the viewers are agreeing with you. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, do not underestimate the power of a Fed Jin. That is the only thing I'm going to say.
This is true.
CG Mila, I have seen him play Lee Sin. I have seen him last weekend. He destroyed a game. I mean, he mopped the floor. He made that game his own.
Oh yeah, right? and I think that's one of Blue Team's big advantages here. Is not only is Lee Sin, and not just Lee Sin, not only CG Mila, but Revo as well, and a lot of the players on Blue Team are not just solid players, but they're also very, very objective oriented. They have great map awareness and map control, and I think that is how they're going to pull out a win here, is by being more focused on the objectives than the Red Team was. If there was any criticism I could give Red Team last game, is that they weren't really all that concerned with objectives. I mean, they took them, but it took them a while to get there. It wasn't the first thing on their priority, and I know Blue Team, a lot of their players are heavily, heavily objective oriented. They like getting map control, getting those objectives early, and if they're able to do that, I think they'll be able to counteract a lot of the kill potential from the Red Team and push out more of an advantage, or if they're at a deficit, close that gap with the objectives.
Right. I think a big part of that too is that Red Team, kind of fell into the objectives. So it looked like they would get those fights, they would get crucial fights, and they would get some kills, and then they would say, well, what do we do now? And then someone would be like, oh, Dragon's up. So they would go over to Dragon.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it looked like last game.
Or like they would get a kill like right outside the Dragon pit and like, oh, while we're in the neighborhood, might as well pick up
while
the
we're passing by, we can pick it up. So maybe blue team can pull that out for an advantage. I think that red team, because they do have the stronger team composition, I think that it's going to be hard for them, but they might be able to.
I will say I didn't notice this last game. I love the skin pairing there by with the Birdio and the pizza delivery Sivir. Both skins from the same series. Great skins, by the way. I love it.
Yeah, we do actually have some really good skins. Demolisher Nunu, Championship Zed, Godfist Lee Sin, and all of these are pretty good. But you notice now both the top laners do not have a skin.
Ooh, man! And we were just talking about not really being sure how the top lane is gonna pan out, and they're not giving us any clues here. Neither of them taking a skin. They're both going in dry.
I mean, top lane, we saw such a jungle-dominated top lane last game that if the jungle... I think Hayden's going to stick on him. I think Hayden is going to keep playing top lane as long as bot lane is competent enough to just get their stuff done and not die. But if that is not the case, I'm definitely interested to see a fair fight between the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, most people... I see people all the time talking about how top lane is unimportant in the match. You know, that they're kind of on an island, nothing really happens, the jungler never comes up there, and, you know, they just kind of sit there, go back and forth, pick up some CS until the team fights, and then they stand in the front and take all the skill shots. But we saw in the last game just how impactful a top lane can be if you actually put some effort in on the jungle side of getting it ahead, of pushing an advantage there, that you don't always have to focus on the bottom lane. In fact, if anything, we saw the exact opposite in the last game. That the bottom lane was on the island.
Did.
And all the action happening up in the top lane, the bottom laners on an island didn't even pick up a kill until the jungler came down there.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is if you leave a Nasus up there for 25 minutes, see how well he does when he comes down off.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Nasus is just something I still haven't figured out how to play against a Nasus. It's almost like you can't.
You run away.
Yeah.
You check the stacks. You click on them. You see that the stacks are just insane high, and then you run. That's about it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I was really hoping again this time that we'd see some kind of invade from either team, but it looks like they're just gonna chill.
I love that new skin, by the way. I'm looking at it right now, and that is a great skin.
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought that it was the medieval Twitch skin when I first saw it.
Really?
Yeah, they just, some of the splash art looks really similar.
And I think Rabadon's coming up over here, and I think he's gonna throw a Q over there. I would if I were him, but see, Nautil is already knowing, gonna kind of back off and say, "Oh." Jin's gonna come in too to be like, "Wait a minute." Oh, okay, wrong place. He threw one into mid.
I thought he was going to face check that bush for a second. I got excited.
Definitely a way to shut him down early if you make a mistake like that.
Yeah, for real. That is exactly what red team wants to happen here with this team comp.
Yeah. And Nunu gonna start on red, and then we've got Lee Sin also starting on red. Gonna finish his camp a little bit faster because of the help of bot lane and go ahead and go on to his Krugs.
I think the mid lane matchup is going to be really interesting. As a Zed player myself, I know Zed early on really struggles against ranged champions, especially getting CS. You get zoned off your minions so hard. If you take too much damage, you can give up an early death when you really don't mean to.
And look at Nunu coming in right here with the snowball.
Almost gets it. He tried to bend it like Beckham there and just doesn't quite get it. Manages to hit the wall there, although Zed's going to take the opportunity for a little bit of poke.
And what was crazy right there is blue team had a ward. They have a ward sitting right there. I think it's insane that Jin didn't see it earlier.
Yeah, for real.
And you see him though, he's gonna respond to this.
He's
He's gonna try and get that blue buff off. And nope, he's not gonna get it. He is gonna put a little bit of poke down onto the Nunu.
Nunu, I thought he was gonna back off from that fight there, but still had his smite, manages to pick up that blue buff. I think Jin is going to have to play a really careful game here and use that crazy range of his to his advantage, because he's not a champion known for his mobility or his escape. So if Zed goes in on him, especially as aggressive as Nunu's been playing, like he's about to get the knockup. He gets it. The Ignite goes down onto the Jin. He's going to get dived under tower. First blood for the red team. Nunu, though, is going to go down to the tower, but he's going to take the first blood gold. While he's there, CG Mila going to try to chase down the Zed, but get his ankles broken. Zed going around through the red buff camp.
That was definitely that was. It looked like Hayden just wanted to shut down that mid lane so hard right there. It looks like he was bound and determined to get that first blood.
He gave his life for that first blood. So you know what?
Yeah, lost the double buffs too. That was a big hoop.
It would be nice if towers could take double buffs. Could you imagine? And make a jungler think twice before going for the execute.
Right. We're gonna see the two top lanes just sitting on their islands.
Yeah, this one is definitely an island game. Lee Sin, though, coming in the bot lane, trying to pick up a gank, but Galio just a little bit too thick for it. He's gonna dash right out of that one. I just noticed this. You can actually see Nunu's snowball on the map.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I don't know why.
I have to watch for that now.
I almost don't know why that's useful. I take it back. He can throw his snowball out now, so I guess it makes sense once he throws it to keep track.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
But before he throws it, it's just right in front of his face. You almost can't see it.
All right, and it looks like top lane, Nautilus is going to go in a little bit on this York, and we're going to see how it goes. You're going to miss that skill shot there. But he's going to try and back off, I think.
Hey, that's definitely big. Neither of them have ultimate yet, so we're not going to see an all-in here. Both of them backing off, trying to push a minion advantage.
And look at this Nunu going in on mid lane, trying to get him down.
Again.
He's going to hit the snowball, get the stun off, and it looks like they're going to take it. Going to have to burn the flash, though.
Yeah, as Jin, you definitely don't want to give up a kill there. That would have been level 6 there for the Zed, and at that point, this mid lane game is over. And he can start being a menace around the rest of the map as well. So even though he's in a bit of a weak spot right now, I think it was a smart move using the flash when he did, not giving up the kill. Jin, like I was saying, though, definitely going to have to play... Yeah, he's definitely going to have to play more, a lot more passively and try to get some mid lane ganks of his own here. If he hopes.
We can look at Nunu right now. The problem is, though, is that the York's going to recall. It looked like he wanted to go for that top lane, but he changes his mind. He's going to just say he's going to farm a little bit.
It looks like while we're in the lull here, I'm going to switch up these portraits again. Get everything to match up nice and tidy.
And York's back with the teleport right now as Hayden on that Nunu is going to try and come in and close in that Nautilus. I don't think he's going to see it coming, and he's about to lay in the stun off on him. They're both going to go in. It looks like he's going to burn the flash, but it's not going to be enough. Get the hook, not going to be enough. Gets rooted, and it looks like the kill's going to go, but he's so tanky. Look at him, bud. He's going to finally get kicked out by Big Teddy.
I honestly thought he was going to get out of that one. That was, I mean, he was so meaty. It took not only the combined might of the Yorick and the Nunu, but it took them chasing him all the way through lane, stuns, roots, and traps. Oh my.
And look at the blue team right now. They're going to go ahead and try and respond to that by taking the dragon.
This is one thing I was saying with...
Nunu's up there on top.
Yeah, they know they have the opportunity to. Ezreal's down here trying to distract the bottom lane. This is what I was saying with blue team being heavily objective oriented. They always try to get these early dragon kills. And red team, almost like they're not even aware. Red team doesn't have any vision down here. It's basically going to be uncontested.
It's going to be really good for the blue team to try and make sure they keep up with the red team.
Absolutely, especially as strong as we've seen Mountain Drake in the recent patches, and how much of an impact it's been in the game, just turning these hard objectives into butter.
I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I actually just saw a tweet from professional players talking to the Riot developers about how strong it is. And it looks like Zed's going to go ahead and go in on this Jin, as Nunu's going to try and come in.
This is
and
looking
he's gonna
bad.
Get the Ignite on him, and yeah.
They don't even need the Nunu.
Yeah, he wasn't even able to get the assist on that, as Nautilus is just going to walk down and almost run into that Nunu. Oh, but
Zed,
the ward over there, Nautilus is not going to see it.
They've got a good deep ward there. Red team is, in the last game and in this game as well, has had some really good deep wards. Although, unfortunately, because they're not so objective-minded, we haven't seen them turn into a whole lot more than some good jungle picks.
Right. And you know, you do notice right now the red team does have that 1000k gold lead. It's going to be very good for them.
Especially this early on, sub 10 minutes. They're up 2 kills and 1,300 gold. That can easily turn into a snowball, especially since a lot of that gold is on the jungler and the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. Someone's going to have to put this red team down. It looks like they might be going on a winning streak here. If they can win this one, pick it up, and we might see some champions coming out.
So far, though, in the turf war, we haven't seen a whole lot of progress one way or the other. A little bit of damage onto the blue team's bottom lane tower. Red team managing to push a little bit of an advantage out there. More wave clear potential from the Sivir. In the mid lane, we've seen a lot of kills by the Zed. We might see another one right here. With the Nunu coming in, he's going to get the knock-up under the tower.
The stun over into the smite, and Nunu's going to take it.
Under the tower. This man just doesn't care. Almost goes down to the tower shot there. Managed to get out just in time, and blue team doesn't have anyone nearby to respond. CG Mila tries to get the gank up top, and he is not going to be able to make it down to the mid lane fast enough. Red team definitely knows what they want. They want this Zed to get big and to be a menace, and Nunu
they want to put
has been
that
making that
down,
happen.
Definitely. And that gold lead going to turn into almost a 2,000 gold lead.
Blue team is going to have to start making some moves here. If they want to see this come back. Objectives by themselves aren't going to be enough if Zed is strong enough to just delete everyone on your team.
He's definitely climbing ahead there, and they're playing that perfect game not to make sure that Jhin does not get too fed, and make sure he doesn't have his way with that lane. And you can see Nunu, he's looking up there top. He's wondering about it.
And this is definitely difficult for CG Mila. He has a really, really strong gank potential. I mean, if he sets his sights on someone, normally they're a dead man. But we see so many of the laners on the red team are just so thick and have so much mobility or stun potential that it's hard for him to really get a pick. In the bot lane, Galio can peel so well. And with his dash can just get out of dodge when he needs to. The Zed has so much mobility.
It actually looks like red team is going to take that Rift Herald right under the noses of blue team.
Looks like they are. Blue team, no wards here up on the top side of this jungle.
And look at Zed. Zed's coming up top. He says, look, my lane got ganked enough. I think I can go out and I can take down this Nautilus now.
This is the beginning of the end here for the blue team. If they let Zed have his way.
Up, though, and it's going to be a 3-man gank. He's going to pop the ult. You're going to take the tower shot and have to walk out, but it's not going to be enough, and Zed's going to get fed. That's a bad for the blue team.
Beautiful, beautiful gank there. Definitely a bad there for the blue team.
And you can see that the pings coming out from blue team. Definitely not happy about that, as Nunu's going to call in the Rift Herald.
So that's one tower, and now calling in the Rift Herald, they might just pick up a second one here. Blue team isn't going to send anyone up here to answer just yet. CG Mila trying to, he's looking in the jungle, trying to get a counter jungle, maybe make something happen here in the bot lane. And in the meantime, they're giving up not only lane position, but possibly a tower, with Nautilus being the only one currently defending. Jhin trying to push up in mid lane, but doesn't quite have the clear to get any damage onto that tower. Finally going to start rotating up through the jungle as red team starts to back off.
Look at York right here. He was just taking those tower shots, but Jhin going to get the root down onto York with the Nautilus coming in, but He might be able to get away, but Jin, Nautilus is going to take that one.
Nautilus with that knock-up ultimate is going to seal Yorick's fate, but he distracts the both of them long enough for Rift Herald to pick up the tower. 2 towers in one play, as well as a kill on the Nautilus, and all it cost them was 1 little Yorick. Red team going to try to answer here, or push their advantage rather, with a dragon kill. Blue team doesn't have any vision.
They know something's up. They know something's going on right now. They're going to try and get in position for it.
They're starting to clear it. Red team going to see Yorick teleport down, as well as Nautilus. Nautilus, though, in a bit of a bad position. Red team going to try to go in on him. Right, he's going to have to burn the flash. Blue team goes in from behind to try to get the squishier targets and the dragon. Nautilus is going to go down. That's one frontliner.
Look, Yorick chasing off that Jin right now, making sure he doesn't get an advantage. The Ezreal is going to come in, the root and the ult from Jin, but it doesn't matter. Red team's going to get the dragon. Jin's going to get the kill on the Galio, but Red team's going to respond and just clean up the mess. And
Look
it's Zed.
At that. Zed with the double kill. Blue team having to blow everything they have to get out of that one. Huge oopsie by the blue team. They tried to sneak in from behind and get the flank. They left Nautilus to die as a result, and without that front lane, they get picked apart by the Zed. And they weren't even able to steal the dragon from it. Again,
that is just so unfortunate for the blue team.
It really is, just like in the last game. We see one whiff team fight potentially turning into the end of the game here. Red team 8 kills to 3, 5K up in gold right now. This is a huge deficit for the blue team to crawl back from, especially with someone like Zed to just put an end to anyone who's getting a little bit too arrogant on the blue team.
And if you look at it, it looks like Zed has had a hand in every kill that the red team has had. With that 4-0-3? Oh, well, all except one. I can't do math that well, but I can tell you Zed has had a huge factor in all the kills that have gone out for red team, just helping him more. And it looks like they're going to switch up a little bit. Zed's coming down here in the bot lane. He's going to hide in that bush, try to be a little sneaky, and I wonder how that's going to play out for him. He must think he could take him. We saw Rabadon so dominant last game with Silas, but I don't think blue team's going to fall for the bait. I think they're going to go up. Oh.
Yeah, they're not quite going to end this one. Red team grouping up here while Zed is distracting the bottom laners. Oh, they're going to try to collapse on this top lane. Yorick in a bad position. Galio, though, going to get the ult in, and he's going to pick up the kill on CG Mila. What a reversal! And they pick up the Nautilus as well. Ooh. Yorick almost goes down there and gets saved by the bell.
And look at that Zed right there going in on the Braum, and I don't know if that was the best decision for him.
Yeah, maybe getting a little bit too big for his britches there. Trying to go in on the tank. Not sure what the thought process is, but you know what? He's the one with 4-0-3 right now, so.
I think really, though, that Zed is the perfect champion to get around that shield from Braum. I think, if anything, he would have such an easy time getting in on that Ezreal.
You would think, but we have seen Braum have really, really strong positioning so far in this game. I mean, Ezreal hasn't given up a death yet, and I think Braum has a lot to do with that.
And look at that, Ezreal going to go ahead and throw a skill shot over the wall, try and fight that, and just place a ward down. And they're going to see double ward going out is a very effective strategy.
I mean, we saw it secured that Baron kill last time. Don't underestimate the double ward.
And I think Zed's going to return to his throne, but it looks like he's going to change his mind. I'm pretty sure he thinks that if he can get good at, he can get a good enough position.
Jin in a bad way gets hit by the Nunu snowball with the collapse from the red team. Nautilus not close enough. They're going to give up a Jin and a tower.
Yep, that's going to be it for that one.
Jin just having a rough game right here. I mean, and for what it's worth, he hasn't fallen that far behind. He's not playing a terrible game. 96 CS. He is 4 deaths in, but he's got 2 kills as well and an assist. It's not like he's just completely useless.
No, yeah, definitely. It doesn't look like he's playing a bad game. It looks like the red team is just playing a better game, and we're gonna see who capitalizes on that dragon in a minute.
Definitely, and they're speaking of capitalizations, they're capitalizing on his lack of mobility. You know, like you were saying earlier, a Fed Jin is a force to be reckoned with, but he's got to get there first, and without that mobility, going up against someone that can literally teleport, it's pretty hard for him.
Definitely.
And especially Nunu's snowball there, sending him 10 feet in the sky, doesn't quite help with that.
Oh no, not at all. Definitely. And he's just gonna have to passive farm here, and it looks like both teams are just trying to recollect. Red team gonna try and set up for that dragon coming up in 20 seconds. You can see York getting the ward in the jungle, gonna try and spot him out early.
He is
and
gonna
blue team's gonna have some pings over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they spotted him, but or I guess they did. They have the ward there in the bush. So they know that something's up. Dragon just about to spawn in. Red team getting some really good deep wards here. Trying to clear out some of blue team's vision. Blue team, they're not all together. Nautilus a little bit far behind. They can't quite take this fight yet. Zed is going to fake out the Lee Sin Q there. Red team trying to bait out this fight here in the jungle. You might see CG Mila trying to steal it. Ezreal gets the dragon. What a steal! And blue team is going to back off of this one.
And red team is going to say, no, you're going to steal our dragon. Nunu's going to come in, stun the Braum, and Nautilus is going to walk in from the side.
Nautilus trying to back off, though. He's getting cut off from the team. Zed is going to ult in onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin forces Zanya's. He's going to survive the pop, but he's going to go down anyway. Braum also going down to the Sivir. Nautilus caught out a little bit. He's trying to protect the Jhin right now. Red team trying to collapse here. Blue team got the dragon, but they gave up a couple of kills in the process. What a crazy steal there by Revo. Beautiful, beautiful dragon steal.
That was great from Revo, but that was a great response, too, from the Nunu. The Nunu said, no, if you're going to steal the dragon, we're going to go ahead and take the fight to you. That snowball getting the stun off on Braum, giving time for everybody to come in and engage.
It was, and blue team doesn't have the peel to really get out of that kind of maneuver. Honestly, their only choice there was to fight, and they just couldn't.
We might be seeing something with this red team. I have not seen the team so dominant.
Yeah, this is it's not just, you know, the individual skill of the players, but their teamwork, their ability to project their
so well.
Yeah, their ability to project their power all across the map and be there when the rest of their team needs it. I mean, they are a well-oiled machine.
Blue's gonna have a tough time coming back from this with almost a 10k gold deficit, as red team's gonna kind of get some positioning over by Baron. And gonna see maybe bait out the team fight, but blue team should be very cautious now.
Looking in the chat, it looks like Drew might be a blue team fanboy there.
Hey casters, is this a best 2 out of 3? Well, I think it just looked like the teams fell back in the same place as it was last time. I think maybe two substitutions it looked like, or was it the same teams? But ultimately, no, it wasn't intentional to be a best 2 out of 3. It was just best of 1s.
Yeah, I know red team definitely stuck together. We're seeing all the same players there. Blue team, I don't know exactly how many substitutions there were. It might have been a totally different team. But yeah, I think part of the problem blue team's facing there is that they did have those substitutions, and even though they substituted for really strong players, red team just had all that more time to focus on their teamwork.
Red team.
And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, the red team was actually a 5-man pre-made coming into this, so it kind of makes sense that they had so much domination.
And I'm not sure if you saw that right now, but red team just chased the blue team completely out of any Baron chance.
Oh yeah, I saw Nunu just run him down out of the jungle, all the way back into the mid lane. That's pretty sad when that's pretty sad when you gotta turn tail and run from Nunu of all people. You know you're in trouble.
I wouldn't underestimate that Nunu. Such good gank potential, especially that snowball. If it gets rolling, man, and just like Nunu, if it gets rolling, it doesn't stop. Go ahead and look here. And like you were saying, that Jin isn't far behind. I mean, he's just trying to play his own game. And even look at the Nautilus. The Nautilus and the Yorick, too. They're about neck and neck right now. The only difference being in kills, but the CS is the same. And red team's going to set up and go ahead and try and set up for that Baron again. Maybe push blue team out one more time.
Yeah, I think really what you're seeing here is individual skill versus teamwork. I mean, all the people on this on the blue team are really skilled players, definitely really entertaining to watch, all capable in their own rights. The red team not only has that individual skill, but is also able to put it to work in conjunction with the rest of the people on their team. You're kind of seeing the blue team sort of having the TSM curse. You know, that they have really talented people, but just what a flash there by Revo.
Yeah.
Not a flash, but a juke there.
Gank.
Just perfectly across the Nunu ball there. That was
and it
crazy.
looks like while we were talking about that, York did get shut down by Mila for that 700 or that 550 gold bounty.
Yeah, this is one thing. If blue team is going to come back, it's going to be from those gold bounties. CG Mila picking up a much needed gold bounty there from the Yorick.
You can see that immediate response from red team, though, going ahead and trying to start the Baron, but they're not going to be able to because of the Ezreal and Braum over there.
They're going to end up resetting from this one. But yeah, this I think red team definitely, even though they're so far ahead, they need to play understanding that one bad team fight could put blue team in a position to be a major threat again. Especially if they lose this dragon. Blue team, they may be down this far in kills and gold. But if you look, they are up in objectives.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I mean, minus towers.
Right, right. Well, I mean, I guess red team did get the Rift Herald too. So
they did. So I guess they're about even in non-towers.
But almost a 10k gold lead. And
Absolutely
it looked like Nunu's
crazy.
going to go ahead and try and get that engage on the Braum, and he's going to hit off the stun and everything. Looks like they're going to respond here.
Helio coming in with the ultimate. He's going to try to chase him down. Blue team wants to disengage. Red team says no way. Zed with the execute onto the Ezreal. Blue team trying to find an opening to get out of there. Nunu is going to come in. Look out. Braum is at low health, and he gets trapped, and he's going to go down to the Rabadon. Jin going to try to ult, pick up a kill there on the Zed.
Sivir right here.
Sivir with the body block. Denied. Again, beautiful team play there. Sivir just... I mean,
Sivir being the ultimate just player right there, you know, just helping out Zed.
That, and with the 2 picks there from the red team, they're now in a really good position to start this dragon. CG Mila is going to come in, try to get some vision on it, maybe try to steal. Yorick is coming in behind to protect them. The Ezreal comes in just a little bit late. So close, but like Graves, no cigar.
Yes, exactly. Like Graves, no cigar. They're going to secure that 9k gold advantage right now. And red team is not going to make it easy for blue team. Blue team saying, hey, we're not going to go down without a fight. And red team saying, all right, that's fine. We accept that. And they're just going to take the fight to them every chance they get.
Absolutely. And also that being an Infernal Drake, that is going to be a huge buff to the red team. Just going to push that gold lead even further with the buff to the gold intake. Red team, they're looking for a fight here in the jungle, trying to clear out some wards. Zed is going to get gone in on. Going to have to pop his ultimate in a panic. He manages to get out. Braum taking the brunt of it. Gets trapped again by the Yorick. They're going to flash over, going in on the Nautilus.
Go ahead and get that kill.
They're going to have to back off here. Nautilus gets knocked up.
And Jin with the ult, but I don't think he's going to find anything.
Just not the damage to pick anything up here. Red team gets another good couple of picks, and they're going to back off.
And if I was red team, though, I would be worried, because it looks like these fights are getting closer and closer.
They are.
They're doing better than they were, but red team's going to try and secure that advantage by taking the Baron, and that ult is not going to be enough.
Way too early there. It's definitely hard to judge those ultimates, though.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see that they don't have any vision over there. Baron going to be going to the blue team.
Just a blind ult.
The red team.
What a kill steal it would have been, though.
Oh yeah, 2 kill steals in one game. That would have been nice. This game, though, a little bit better than the last one. A little bit slower pace, but it looks like Red Team's still just playing the game they want to play.
Absolutely, and that is due in no small part to the Zed 7-0-5 with nearly 200 CS right now.
And then a 1,000 gold bounty to boot.
Sivir also not giving up a single death so far with another 1,000 gold bounty, also 216 CS. Not only have we seen two strong damage dealers on this team, but with the plays from the Nunu, those ganks almost impossible to get out of. Also in the team
fight. Look at the Ezreal and the Braum right now, waiting on Zed, and they're going to catch him out. He's going to get the stun, and oh no, that was Mila, and Mila's going to ult onto him.
And Zed going down. Finally, CG Mila picking up another bounty there with 1,000 gold. That's going to be big for him. Nunu though,
respond and get that stun.
Galio is not far behind him. Sivir also coming down here, maybe trying to take a fight around this blue team tower. And in the meantime, up in the top lane, Yorick having his way, taking another tower up here, putting pressure on the inhib. Jin forced to come answer. Nautilus almost goes down, but they're going to get the reversal onto the Yorick.
And Red Team's going to come in on mid, though. They're going to say, okay, well, we'll take that one, too. That was such a good play from Mila. And Fuzzy, man, that was good.
They absolutely needed that, and with that pick, they probably saved themselves the game right there. If Zed was still up, or God forbid, got a kill in that bottom lane, Red Team might have been able to push much more of an advantage there on their base. Blue Team with a little bit, but not much breathing room, is going to try to find some way to turn this one around. Trying to get some ward control back in their jungle, keep themselves from getting caught out.
Coming up in a minute, and that looks like he wants to play some vision down right here.
Let's talk about this Yorick and how early on in the game we were kind of bashing on top lane a little bit for being on that island, but again, we've seen how much of an impact he's had, not only in the team fights, helping to secure kills with that massive damage from his Q, from his ultimate, but also denying the retreats there with his cage.
Right, definitely.
Nautilus
has definitely been instrumental.
Absolutely, and definitely more present than the Nautilus has been. You see Nautilus trying to be there for those team fights, but I feel like every time Blue Team goes in, Nautilus is lagging behind somewhere. And whereas Yorick is grouped up right with them, ready to make a difference.
Right, and that's definitely got to be in parts of the communication. You know, getting that early warning, like, hey, this is probably about to go down. We need you to come here.
Definitely. And just like we saw in our conversation, or in our interview earlier, Red Team very, very calculated and strategic in all of their moves. Nothing they do is by accident, and you definitely don't get that same feeling by the Blue Team.
And it looks like Blue Team's not going to be in a position to contest that dragon.
Not at all.
Nautilus had to respond to that Yorick up top, but you know, it just gave Red Team that little advantage, and you know, just place the players far enough to where they can just take the dragon.
Bit of a catch-22 there. I mean, do you go
and look
fight
at Zed
the dragon?
getting caught out, right? He's gonna go ahead and ult on Ezreal, but he's gonna face shift away, and Mila's coming in, gonna miss the skill shot, and man, this Zed is just wily.
I mean, he's not 7-1-5 for no reason.
Oh yeah, you are definitely right. Big Teddy Chu going to go ahead and take that inhib. And Nunu is going to get rooted. Looks like they want to fight it, but...
Galio pops the ult early. Yorick coming in a little bit late. Galio going to ult in, but he's not going to hit anyone with it. Blue Team is able to get enough distance there. CG Mila going big and going down.
And Zeb with the double kill just coming out, and it looks like that's going to be the game for it.
Too much damage. Red Team just too dominant. Look at that Yorick nearly two-shotting the tower. Red Team just about tower diving here, or fountain diving onto the Blue Team. Blue Team solid plays, good map control early on, but Red Team, so much focus goes in there into the mid lane, trying to push that Zed ahead, getting Zed fed, and my God, did Zed get fed.